Welcome back, everyone. I know my hair is pretty wigged out right now, but it is what it is. I wasn't going to film much today. I was going to work on getting everything done, but I came to a conclusion last night and realized I did something wrong. Let me see if you guys can guess what's wrong. So, this is my light switch box beside the front door there. So, this wire, I'm gonna have a three-way switch for the living room lights, a light switch for the outside, and a light switch for the ceiling fan. This wire goes from this three-way switch up to the three-way switch up there. Then this wire goes from this three-way switch up to the lights. This wire goes to the outside porch lights, and this wire goes to the ceiling fan. Does anyone see what I did wrong? I did two things wrong here. Leave in the comments what I did wrong. There's two things. The first thing, I don't have any power coming from the breaker panel to feed this box with electricity. That's the first thing. Second thing is when you wire a three-way switch, you can't use the normal Romex 2-wire plus ground. You have to use a 3-wire plus ground wire. So I gotta dig out all this foam here, pull out the one wire here. Yeah, pull out this wire. I'm just gonna stick it back there and mark it as not being used either end, because I'm not gonna pull it all the way out. And then I gotta run a 3-wire plus ground here, up across, down here, over, then up under this big beams, and then across under the loft floor, and then up to that light switch. And then the other end of that regular house wire, the 2 plus ground wire, I'm going to also mark as not being used. And I'm just going to leave it in the wall. I'm not going to go around and pull out that whole wire. That's kind of crazy. Then I'm going to also run from the kitchen light switch right there, the power. I'm going to run another wire up around and then into this box to feed this box with power. So that's the two things I'm gonna do. I'm kind of mad at myself because I was hoping to get all the insulation buckled up today, but this is gonna take me all evening to get this reworked and fixed up. So let's get to it and stop wasting daylight. Good morning, everyone. Major milestone was reached this morning. All the bat insulation has been put in everywhere. As you can see, there's no empty cavities anywhere. Even got that outlet installed, the bat insulation up there. This whole wall is done. And I got that last night put in, all that over there. Now I'm just gonna clean up all this bits and pieces of bad insulation, clean up the floor a little bit, and then get putting the foam board that goes up in the perimeter around all the floor joists of the loft. So let's get after it and quit wasting daylight. what I'm doing here is I cut these blocks, and they go up there. I left about a ½ inch to an inch clearance all the way around because I'm going to spray foam around the edges. But to attach them, I'm just using liquid nails. Great stuff here. Putting a bunch on here. And then I'm just sticking it up here. Move it around a little bit, and it's stuck. That's all there is to it. Major milestone has been reached. I just turned off the heat in the camper here. I'm going to leave it plugged in for another day while I get rest of the stuff out, but right now I have everything out that can freeze and break or anything like that. So I got all that out, and now I'm going to take my computer and then I'll worry about everything else tomorrow. So I'll catch back up with you guys in the morning. The fuel truck should be coming any minute now to fill up my 300-gallon fuel tank for my Toyo stove. I got 10 or 20 gallons in there right now that I got from my neighbor, but the fuel truck will fill it completely up with full 300 gallons. So I'll bring you guys along and show you some of that. As you just saw, the guy was here from Valley Fuels, filled up the tank. Now it should be good for pretty much rest of the winter time. Everyone that I've talked to about these Toyo stoves says they just sip fuel. They're very, very efficient. So I should be good for the rest of the winter. If not, I got a few diesel gas cans I can just take over and get a little bit of fuel if I need it from time to time. So I'm good to go for the winter, and now let's move on to something else. Well, today's the day. I'm moving everything I have out of the camper and into my cabin here. However, as you can see, I don't know where I'm going to put anything. It's pretty packed in here right now, and I'm going to need room to finish building like the walls around the bathroom and finish the walls off here. I got to put black plastic everywhere, and then I gotta put some drywall up on the walls and stuff, so it's gonna be crowded in here, but will definitely be a lot better than the camper. So let's go and get some things moved over. I'm here in the camper and I have some clothes right there. I have clothes in all those cabinets. I have my computer and stuff there. I have a couple things down there. I have some paperwork in those cabinets up there. I have a few things in here. And then I have like all this food and stuff up here that I need to get out. So I'm going to be a little bit busy for a little while. So I'll bring you along as much as I can. My gimbal that I use with my GoPro here has a dead battery. Things have been a little crazy lately and I haven't had a chance to charge any of the batteries. So it's dead right now and charging, but it's going to take several hours for it to get charged up. So I'll do my best, but I can't promise too much right now. Let's go ahead, get started, and get this stuff moved over. Thing is about 10 degrees, so I gotta let it sit in here for several hours and come up to temperature before I can plug anything in. So let's go back over and get the actual computer this time and maybe the speakers. It is so cold, my fingers are starting to tingle a little bit and get stiff from the coldness. So I'm gonna hold off a few minutes, let my fingers warm up before I go back over and get another load. Last thing I have to do is climb up on the roof and shovel the snow off the slide out, and then I'll be able to retract the slide out into the camper and unplug it from the outlet and be completely done with this camper this year. So let's go up there, get the snow shoveled, and get moving on with closing this camper down. Let's go inside and see if this will retract now. I got one more thing to do to close this down for the winter. So let's go and do that one last item. The last item right here. I'm gonna try to roll this extension cord up as best I can and put it in the storage locker, and this camper is done for the winter. Let's move on to something else.